went into shooting and then after having played her?
Well, I was very aware of the original fairy tale growing up. I was a huge fan of every Disney film. I was the kid that made my parents rewind it over and over again, so I knew all the words. I always remembered, obviously, Snow White being the girl with the apple and the seven dwarves, but I never really associated her with being a very strong feminine character because she waits for the prince. So in this new version that we had, we really wanted to take a modern female today who is more self-confident and more willing to go after what they believe in and their own destiny without the need of a prince. So my vision of this character really became one of great strength and a young woman a young girl who becomes a young woman and grows into her own and builds self-confidence and turns out to be really the one that saves the prince just as much as the prince saves her. Very unlike the original fairy tale. So it's more of a story for the girls of this generation in order to encourage them.
What scene or sequence was the hardest for you in the film?
The hardest scene for me to shoot probably was the sword fighting scene because we trained 4 months to do it, and I was in a corset and long pants in the snow, and it's exhausting, and we're doing it for about 3 or 4 days, 9-hour days, very hot. And I'd never done anything like sword fighting, so remembering the actions and remembering the dialogue and trying not to hurt Army or myself is a lot to think about. So it definitely was difficult, but it paid off because we did the whole fight sequence ourselves, and you can see that it really is us, so it was very gratifying.
What did they say about the film? Like, what words did they use to describe how emotional they were?
Mm-hmm. It was very emotional seeing the premiere with my parents because I was really proud of it, and I wanted them to, exist in this fantasy world with me just for that amount of time, and I wanted to see their reactions. And they both were able to separate Lily as their daughter and Lily the actress. And the most meaningful thing was when they said they forgot they were watching their daughter on screen, and they were just witnessing kind of the coming out of a young woman. But they both were lost for words for a little while, so getting that out of them was also a challenge.
What would be some of your upcoming challenges?
I'm training for a movie right now that I'm starting in August, and I'm learning how to knife fight. Yes, I learned how to sword fight, but now I'm doing a knife fight. So it's a character that has special skills that she develops throughout the movie, and she becomes a fighter again, but this time it's martial arts and fighting with a knife. So that's intense training right now that I'm working on. But I hope to continue to challenge myself from every role that I do, because that is the biggest high for an actor, is when you get to take on a role that is different than the one you've just done. And I think the best jobs are the ones that challenge you to do something different. And no matter what those are, the more scary they are, the outcome is that much better when it's done.